Hi, I'm Dr. Herman, and I am a chiropractor who went back to school to get a degree in functional neurology. Functional neurology is different than medical neurology, where we understand that there are signs and symptoms that can appear in a person's body, like back pain and leg pain, that really have nothing to do with a pinched nerve. We understand how the functions of different body parts work together and how the brain works with the body. Okay, today I want to share something with you about your back and what can be leading to the constant irritable back pain and constant sciatica pain, even though you may have had injections in your back. You may have taken many muscle relaxers and painkillers and anti-inflammatories and aspirins and Aleve and all of those things, and Motrin and whatever they give you. You may have gone for physical therapy. You may have had stretching done. You may have had heating pads and chiropractic adjustments and whatever you've done. And even the DRX 9000 back stretching machine or the VaxD. Let me help you understand something about your back which may be causing your problem. So yes, we can have on the spine, we see here, there can be a disc injury where the disc can swell and hit the nerve. Let me show you another model here. You can have a disc injury where the disc does become herniated and it will cause swelling of the disc material which hits the nerve. Okay? That's a possibility, and that can be evaluated properly by an MRI of the low back. Now, when a person gets this disc area treated, whether it's by pulling on the decompression or traction machine, or they've done some stretching and massage to try to treat the area here, you've got to understand something that happened. When you had this injury to the back and you're in back pain, these muscles on the sides of your spine, like you get here, people call this their hip. I've got hip pain, I've got low back pain. These muscles here get really shortened and they get tight. And people start walking, you get that limp. I can't move. Oh, my back hurts so bad. I can't get up, I can't sit down, I can't stand, I can't sit, I can't drive, I can't go to the bathroom, I can't wipe myself. We've got to understand that something else has occurred. That all the muscles around the pelvis, into the groin, around the butt area, as you can see this muscle that comes through from the front of the spine to the back of the butt area around the hip, is that all the muscles down the leg and the hamstring, the back of the leg and the front of the leg can get really tight and in spasm, because your body's own protective mechanism is to make these muscle spasms occur so that it can protect the injury. Well, let's get this analysis. Let's understand this. Is that when you treat the disc, if that is the problem, and don't stretch all the muscles around the hip joint with specific stretches to make that hip joint more mobile, you are never going to be better. Because what you've got to understand is your hip on the right and the left have to be completely 100% mobile for when you're walking. When your hips are not mobile, if this hip is moving at, let's say, 100% and this one's moving at 50% because you're limping because there's so much pain, do you think that the muscles just relax and everything gets stretched and just goes back to normal and the hip is moving at 100% because the shot was injected in your back, or you took painkillers, or maybe you had a back massage, or maybe you did get the back treated? Do you think that all goes away? It doesn't. And how many of you are stretching your muscles properly? Probably very few out there. There are specific hip stretches. I learned in neurology school, we took some physical therapy courses, and I bought a specific physical therapy machine made by one of the best physical therapists in the world, where we can stretch your hip joints. We can mobilize this whole hip joint so that you have normal functioning hip movement. And that's very important. I've had so much success in relieving people's back pain when we get those hips mobile. Now, let's take it one step further with neurology, is that parts of the human brain control the hip flexors. They control the hip extensors. So we can, in some patients who are even worse, when we stretch their back and we treat their back and we treat the hip, sometimes they have such tight hip joint muscles where all the stretches in the world are not going to loosen that up. And that's where we get into doing specific oxygen therapy treatments to make sure the brain has the fuel it needs to relax the muscles. And further, there are ways that I've learned to be able to evaluate your brain's balance center and muscular motor coordination center. And we could find if that is the part of the brain or the nervous system that's really causing this whole leg, back, and hip joint problem. Okay? So there are ways that we can strengthen that brain function, oxygenate the brain, and make your body work better. I'm certain of this. I've treated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of patients who have gotten well with these methods. Even when surgery has failed, even when pills have not worked, even when chiropractic has not worked, even when physical therapy has not worked in some other facilities. I'm not knocking everybody out there, but there are the patients who can't get well, who've tried the DRX 9000 machine, and I have one, so I know about it, who can't get well with these programs. They're getting well here, and you can get well. I'd love to help you. My number is 954-370-3100. You can get out of your back pain. I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.